Hello, welcome to the Apocalypse, another B movie review. This time I've got Rock and Roll High School from 1979, directed by Alan Arkush, produced by, I believe, Roger Corman, but the credits I have here say Michael Fennell, and written by Richard Whitley, Russ Donvik, I think, and Joseph McBride. And the story I just wanted to bring up, though, is by Alan Arkush and Joe Dante. Joe Dante was a pretty successful director in the 80s. He did Gremlins, Inner Space, The Burbs, Small Soldiers, a few other movies that made a lot of money during that decade. The movie stars PJ Souls, Day Young, Vince Ben Patton, and Clint Howard, and Mary Warnoff. This is a hard movie for me to talk about because, on one hand, I don't want to give away too many of the gags. On the other hand, it's not really a plot type of story. So, you know what I mean? But I'll try to do my best. Basically, the premise is there's kind of an A story and kind of a B story. The premise is basically uh, we meet the kids of Vince Lombardi High School, and they have gotten a new principal named Ms. Togar, and she's like this super strict, person who's going to come down and get all the kids in line because they've just been too promiscuous and too wild for too long, and she's going to rule the school now with an iron fist. And how she antagonizes Riff Randall, who's kind of like the crazy rock and roll fan of the school. Her whole thing is her favorite band of all times is the Ramones, and her big dream is to one day meet the Ramones and show her all the songs that she's written, especially a song called Rock and Roll High School, because she thinks that maybe she could become a songwriter for the Ramones. And it's her and her friend Kate Rambo. Kate Rambeau, right? And who's kind of nerdy, kind of shy, but not overly so. But it's the two of them, going back and forth, trying to get away from Ms. Togar. The B story has something to do with this one kid who is on the football team, but he's kind of not so great with girls, and he wants to kind of improve his dating life, and he has a crush on Riff Randall. Meanwhile, uh, her friend Kate has a crush on Tommy, or Tommy is the kid's name, and they go to everybody independently goes to Eagle Bauer, who's this kid who seems to have all the connections. You need concert tickets, you go to him. You need this, you go to him. You know what I mean? And that's kind of it. So Kate wants Tom, Tom wants Riff, Riff wants Joey Ramone, and Togar wants them all locked up and whatnot. So yeah, it's kind of a scrappy movie, has a kind of fun energy to it. It's not Citizen Kane, it's not Raging Bull, but if you let yourself go, you'll have fun with it. If you're a Ramones fan, you'll definitely enjoy it. The Ramones make an appearance, and obviously a lot of their songs are used in the soundtrack. I'll say most of the gags in the movie are pretty visual. They're more sight gags than anything else. But for the most part, it works. Yeah, I think all the actors, actually, I think the majority of the actors do a really good job with what they're given. Again, it's not David Mamet, it's not super deep stuff, but they're able to pull it off. Oh, I actually like PJ Souls. She's maybe a little hyper in the movie, but it works for who her character is supposed to be. And I think everybody else, like I said, they have good timing. They're able to pull off gags that their timing is good. The gags might not be the best, but like I said, they're able to bring a little bit of nuance and make the characters seem like they have some personality, which is actually a pretty interesting thing here. Uh, the characters, a lot of times in teen movies and college movies and stuff like this, the characters are just cliches and stereotypes, but again, I think here, where they could have gone for the unimaginative thing and make everybody one-dimensional, two-dimensional characters, I think the characters do have, shades to their personality. Risk's the cool person, but she's not infallible. Kate is kind of nerdy, but she's not that stereotype of a nerd. Same thing for Tom. Tom's a guy who's kind of shy. Well, he's not shy, but he's not successful with women. But on the other hand, he's also somebody that was cool enough to make it to the football team. So you don't get the kind of, like I said, just stereotype cliches that you started getting in teen movies, a few years later. Another interesting thing I thought about this movie is the characters that really drive the movie the most are Riff Randall and Kate Rambeau. So the movie kind of hangs on the female leads of this movie, um, and their friendship and whatnot. And, the antagonist, of course, is a female. And it's pretty interesting. It's not played off like a women's movie or a girl's movie or anything like that. But they are the leads. Like I said, they are the leads, and it is about their friendships and things like that. And again, you don't always get that in a crazy teen rock and roll movie, unless it's something that's being marketed as a chick flick or something like that. But like I said, it's not a chick flick, but you do have, like I said, two women, two girls, leading the movie, carrying the film for the most part. And like I said, it mostly works. It's not a big deal isn't made out of it, but it mostly works. And so yeah, I guess that's all I got. Fun movie, scrappy movie, entertaining. It's not going to set the film world on fire. Maybe not one of the greatest all-time musicals up there with West Side Story or Jesus Christ Superstar or whatever you want to name, but it works. I definitely would recommend it, like I said, especially if you're a Ramones fan, but even if you're not, I think you can have fun with this movie. Okay, that's it. I got to thank you very much for listening, and you have a good day.